Good morning, YouTubers. T-Square with T-Square Talk. Have I got an exciting video for you guys today? A lot of people have been asking this, want to hear my thoughts on it, and I think it's an important video. You guys seen that I did pick up a recent gold package opening, and some people wondering, why didn't you get any silver? And you haven't even seen the other package. There's another package actually on the way, and no silver in that either. And there's a good reason for that. So a while back I had done before I even get going, if you guys enjoy today's video, please take a quick minute, hit that subscribe button, help out the channel by hitting that thumbs up button. It helps out more than you know. It really does. The more people hit that thumbs up, the more YouTube will show the video to people, and it really helps out the algorithm and offsets the people that really don't enjoy the video, because everybody knows there's a lot of naysayers out there when it comes to silver and gold. And so it kind of helps offset that a little bit. And leave me a comment. Let me know your thoughts on what we're going to talk about. So lately I've been seeing a lot of comments about the possibility of what's going on with the dip. Is the chances of the dip totally gone? Like I said, when I did the dip video about a week ago, I said there's a chance we could see a dip as the month comes closer to the end. You have to understand the way the short positions work. We've done multiple videos about the short positions and how they work. And we are winding down. You guys are watching this video on Sunday, the 22nd. So the markets will be opening up this evening. The big question is, will we start to see any kind of a dip? Now, as for the dip, the way the markets work, you have to close out your short positions before the end of the third financial quarter. That comes to an end technically on the following Monday, so 1 week from today, 1 week from tomorrow. With that being said, you have Monday through Friday, and then you have late Sunday night and early Sunday, and Sunday, and I'm sorry, how do I say this? You have all next week, all this week that we're about ready to start, and then you have Sunday night and Monday morning the following week. After that, we're in a whole new month. The big question about the dip, will they cover the short positions and just pay it out? If they pay it out, that means they accept the loss. Silver has gone up a lot higher than they beat it down to 3 months ago. They beat it all the way down to 26.40. And the question is, will they try to beat it down again to cover? Now, here's the thing that some people may or may not realize. They started beating it down at about 22. So at $22, they started beating it down. They drove it all the way down to 26.40. But that don't mean that 26.40 is all of their short positions. They kept buying short positions and then selling them on the market. So they're basically borrowing paper silver and then selling it on the market to drive the price down. Now, that's what they did last time. Now, the question is, either they can pay out all of those borrowed silver contracts and pay them out and show losses. But with each contract being 5,000 ounces, and we're up right now to $31, that means some of those contracts are, we'll say 27. That's 20,000. That's 5,000 times $4. So that's $20,000 per contract with millions of contracts out there. That is the reason why I said that there's a possibility that we could see a dip, because what they've been doing is they've been borrowing contracts every quarter at the end of the quarter, borrowing a bunch of silver, selling it onto the market, driving the price down, and then paying off the previous borrowed silver that they did 3 months prior. That's where we're at this week. Now, will we see a dip? I'll be honest. There's a strong possibility this may be it, because when they do borrow silver, that can get painful as the prices go up. Now, if we're going to see a dip, it's going to be this week. Here's the thing, though. If they decide just to pay out the losses, accept the losses, we got interest rates coming down, and they know they're going to make more money now with lower interest rates, because they're getting destroyed right now on the high interest rates, because they loaned a lot of their money out at low interest rates, and now they can't really make any money off their money because their other money was locked up. Now, if we don't see any kind of a dip this week or the 29th and the 30th, then that's it. Come the first of the month, I really think we'll be off to the races. There's a few things out there that do worry me about the following month, but I'm not quite... I don't know if I really want to go into the what ifs. I mean, it's such a big what if that I don't really... I mean, I want to be careful how I word this, really, because I don't want to offend anybody. Because I am religious, and I know there are some people out there that are religious as well, and there's some people that are extremely anti-religion. And the channel's not a religious channel, but there's a lot of, I guess you can call it, people out there that believe there's something biblical coming on October 12th. And I have read up on that. I'm not going to do a whole video on it. If you guys want, you can look it up. With a lot of prophecy, I personally don't believe that any man or any person is going to know when major biblical events are going to happen. However, some people have tied some biblical events to events that are happening with the planets, with the stars, with the meteor shower that's coming on that night. The way the whole meteor shower is basically over the entire United States on the night of the 12th. So the whole United States has a chance at seeing that major meteor shower. Now, like I said, I'm not getting into biblical stuff. You guys can look that up if you want. But stuff like that can sometimes change the course of big money. If big money starts buying into hype, and I mean, you can look at certain months when stock markets have collapsed, certain jubilees, a lot of different stuff that plays out. This is a jubilee year, I guess. Like I said, I don't follow a lot of prophecy or any of that because I don't entirely believe that we're going to know major outcomes that are going to happen. But I do believe that if people believe it, it will affect what they do. And what they do could have an effect on stocks. It could have an effect on metals. So as of right now, I'm just saying, if we don't see any kind of a dip between next week or the very first day of the following week, we're probably not going to see a dip. We're probably going to see the prices continue to climb on precious metals. I had someone ask me today, when do I think gold is going to hit 3,000? You know, no one's a fortune teller. It doesn't matter who the YouTuber is. Nobody knows the future. I don't know the future. I tell you guys what I'm doing, what I'm thinking. I didn't buy silver because I'm still hoping we're going to see some sort of a silver dip before the month's out. However, we'll see what happens on that. I don't expect gold is going to have a big dip. We could see gold come down a little bit, but with the movement that we saw last week, that seemed pretty firm. You looked, it was new all-time highs a couple of days last week, and we ended the week out really strong on silver, moving to a new all-time high almost right at the end of the day. And that leads me to believe there's a lot of buying going on, and it's not necessarily just in paper. There's a lot of people that are buying physical. India's buying a lot of physical right now, gold and silver. For those of you that don't know, India is heading into their wedding season. When wedding festivals start up, number one gift is gold and silver. China recognizes that as well, and so the Asian holidays coming up, you can kind of expect to see gold and silver continue to climb. As the year goes on, usually the fourth quarter is the best quarter for gold and silver. These are all things that are going to push gold and silver up, in my opinion. A $3,000 gold price, I got asked, when do I think that's going to happen? We're seeing pretty good, solid, about $100 a month right now. If that keeps up, come the first of the year, we should be at $3,000 or the first month of the new year. Now, I don't think big money wants to see gold close out at a new all-time high at the end of the year. However, I don't think that they necessarily have a choice. I think they're starting to get boxed in. We're starting to see the manipulation kind of really get overwhelmed, and to where they won't be able to keep manipulating. Another big thing happening in October that could really propel gold is obviously the BRICS meeting. As the BRICS meeting gets closer, there's a lot of talk that they want to come up with a new 40% backed gold unit, gram of gold equaling a barrel of oil. I mean, that's a big number, but I mean, we're not super far off when you think about it. Right now, I think a gram of gold is at $84. Barrel of oil is about $75. We're pretty much there. So that makes me wonder, will that come to an end then? Will that mean, because if a gram of gold is equal to a barrel of oil, then essentially does that mean we've already overshot the market? But I think a lot of countries are buying up more gold because they know that's a possibility. The insiders know what's going on already. The BRICS countries, the big five, followed by the new six that have joined already, followed by literally the almost 100, I think, 100 and something countries that want to join. Some of them even being U.S. allies, but they've already been told no from what I've read. Certain countries are not going to be allowed in it. I mean, they're doing this to essentially get away from the dollar. They're certainly not going to allow us to join it, unfortunately. They're going to leave us out in the cold, I believe, if you're a dollar-backed or a dollar ally country. So we're going to see how this is going to play out. October is going to be huge, I believe. And as the year goes on, it's just going to be more and more exciting for both gold and silver. My honest opinion is if I don't see a dip by the first of the month, I'm pretty much going in heavy with just trying to pick up whatever I can, and that's it. And I will probably slow down and make reevaluations as the month goes on with October. One of the things that I've done, you guys know this, I do buy sometimes on credit. Not recommended. I'm not going to lie to you. I hear it all the time. You shouldn't buy gold and silver on credit. However, because I bought on credit, the stuff I'm paying off right now was stuff that I paid $2,500 an ounce for. And I am convinced personally that I would have, like I said in yesterday's video on selling precious metals, I have no doubt that I would be able to sell the stuff that I bought a month and a half ago and pay my bill if I needed to, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just literally letting it go. Now, I am, like I said, slowed down a little bit on buying, but I'm waiting to see. If we don't see any kind of a dip, then who knows? We'll see how that plays out. I will talk about this more. I'm not ashamed. I said it 2 weeks ago that I think there's a possibility we could see a dip before the month comes to an end, specifically at the end of the month. I'm not ashamed of my expectations. Sometimes they're right, sometimes they're wrong. I ended up making a bet with one member that we'd see $30 silver before we saw 26, and sure enough that happened. I ended up winning a couple ounce hand poured item for calling the spot price at the end of last year, literally within 5 cents, and I thought that was a great contest, and I was psyched that I did hit it. So if I see a dip, that's great. I get to say, hey, I was right. We saw the dip, but now we're off to the races. And I am convinced that even if we do see the dip next week, that's it. Come October, we're going to see it push back up to a new 11-year high, which was $32.50. So the question is, how low will it dip now? Do I think that 26.40 is still going to happen? Probably not. I originally said we went down to 26.40. I said we could see a dip down to 26.75. Obviously, you have to keep making estimates and change with what's going on. With the buying demand that has been happening under the I don't want to say high price gold, but we're definitely seeing gold hitting new highs. So I feel comfortable saying high price gold, even though I think it's going to go a whole lot higher. That is sparking more interest in precious metals. And so it's going to be even harder for it to go down in the $26 range, especially since now that's what, $4.50 away essentially. That's going to be tough. A $4.50 drop. Do I think we could drop a couple of bucks on silver? That's a good possibility. If we see that, then I'm convinced that come October 1st, we're going to see it just run up higher. But if you don't have any silver, I've said this time and time again, because I get people in the comments that are extremely against silver, and then you say pull back, and then they say, oh, you didn't see your pullback. You know, here's the thing. If you don't have any silver, don't be crying that a pullback didn't happen, because even when I did that video, I said, if you ain't got silver, I would definitely get some silver and gold under your belt, because when it takes off, that's it. When it ignites, that's it. The price is going to be a whole lot higher. One of these days, we are going to see the price of gold and silver pick up and not slow down. And I will firmly believe that that is going to happen if we don't see a dip in the next rest of this month. So, you know, we'll see how that plays out. I've been stacking. I do try to catch the dips. I don't care what anybody says about, oh, you shouldn't try to get the dips. You should dollar cost average. You know, that's great. I really believe that dollar cost averaging is a good way to play it. But if you can catch a dip between buying from one day to the next, it's going to put you in a better spot. And it's not going to put you in a better spot like that dollar or two that you save per ounce doesn't make a big difference necessarily down the road. When silver skyrockets to $100, $150, the $1.50 or $2 that you saved is not what matters. What matters is if you buy a big order today and you can save $1.50 on each ounce, hopefully that person has a set amount that they're going to spend. And what they basically did from buying one day to the next is they got more silver under their belt because of it. I can tell you I have set numbers that I spend. And sometimes I do squeeze myself a little bit more, get a little bit extra. But the truth of the matter is, if I save $2 an ounce and I was going to buy 50 ounces, I don't say, oh, great, I'm going to keep $100. I get to save $100. No, what I do is that $50, oh, I'll take another ounce and a half or whatever. I'll add it on there. And that way I'll have more silver at the end game, because everything that I believe that I'm buying is for an end game or a late game. Late game being that if I see some sort of a housing collapse and I want to try to trade some of it in for a down payment, then that's going to be one of my objectives. A forever home, not a basic home. I'm looking for something with property, preferably something on a nice little lake or stream, away from people, where I believe that I would have high ground, good security measures, and extra land to grow food and have animals and stuff. I believe things are going to continue to get tighter. I certainly don't want to be right down the street from one of the, I'll say, bigger oil refineries in Texas, because, you know, essentially here in Corpus Christi, we're a target. I hate to say it like that. Everybody knows this port is huge, and it would probably definitely be a target if things escalated. And I'm right here at ground zero, so I don't want that. So that's kind of one of the other reasons why. And I know some people have asked me, I thought you wanted to move to the Philippines. Obviously, I mean, I have plans that I'd like to do that, but obviously on the flip side, you have to be a little agile. You can't be firm, I don't believe, in anything. You have to go with the flow. If all of a sudden some major W3 broke out, then I'm probably not going to be going to the Philippines. Especially since that would be one of the hot areas, Philippines, Taiwan. I wouldn't want to be in that area. So definitely something to think about there. With that being said, I'm probably going to wrap up the video. If you want, put a comment in the video. If you made it this far, definitely put a comment in the video that says what you think the closeout will be for gold and silver at the end of the month. So put a gold number, a silver number, what you think the price will be at the end of the month. I will actually put mine in the comments below, probably in the afternoon, because I can't put it on there until after I post the video, and it will probably be going up super early in the morning. So I've been trying to put them up at 6 a.m. every morning, or 6:02, I should say, every morning, because I find that depending on what time zone you're in, more people get to see it. Even if you're in the Eastern time zone, you can catch it and go about your day after that. And a lot of people tell me they like watching the videos in the morning. So, and then the idea of when I was just putting them up whenever, sometimes 8, sometimes 5 a.m., sometimes 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, people didn't like that. And I've been told numerous times consistency, but I thought consistency meant just put a video up every day. And then I later found out, no, consistency means the same time every day, so people can expect that video will be there when they get on. So I do try to put the video up. So don't forget, put in the comments below what you think at midnight on October 1st, what you think the price, or I shouldn't say, well, actually, yeah, it does trade all night overseas. So put what you think the price will be October 1st at midnight on silver and gold. I would love to hear y'all's comments. I'm going to put mine in there. We'll see who all can come closer, and we'll go from there. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. Going to be an exciting week. I can't wait for the markets to open tonight.